has 12 years of experience as a principal and 15 years of experience in UG and PG in physical education. He is a PhD supervisor and 8 PhD candidates have registered under the guidance in Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati. He is a member of LEC in the year 1997, 1998 and 2013. He has published his papers in various journals. He was the chairperson and co-chairperson 5 times in international and national conferences. He has presented 11 papers in international seminars and conferences. He has presented 13 papers in national seminars and conferences. He has participated in the national and inter-university national championship in Kho-Kho. He has passed All India Kho-Kho referee exam in the year 1994. He was the session committee member of Kho-Kho in the year 1997 to 98 and was also the selection committee member of Korfball from the year 2003 to 2011. He is also a university Kho-Kho team coach and manager from the year 1994 to 95 and 2001 to 2006. He is the state level and club team coach from the year 1995 till today. He is now organized as All India University Wrestling Championship, National Conference and seminars. He has also participated in Amravati University Youth Festival and national competitions. And mainly, he is a member of Softball District Amravati. This was overall the introductory speech of Dr. Jayant Chatur sir. Now I hand over the mic to Dr. Lymph sir for this session.
The chairperson need to welcome or I straight away present? Yeah. Can I know what is the status? Can I straight away present? Yes, no?
Sir, continue, sir, please, sir. Sorry.
Continue, huh? Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir, please.
All right, thank you. Straight away we present, huh? So I just want to check whether can you see the slide first?
Yes, sir. It is here, sir. We can see your screen.
You can see the slide. Just check whether is it working, moving.
Yes, sir. It is reflected some animation. It is going on.
Okay, good.
Yep.
That is the most important. All right. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much to the organizer for this invitation, enable me to share this session again. Again, I think this is the second international webinar by your college, and then I think this is a great job in terms of sharing the information to the student. All right, without further ado, straight away, my topic today is actually on the physiological effect of when you talk about sport massage. I don't know how many of you actually gone to sport massage.
Doctor, sir, your mic is muted now. Your mic is muted.
Okay, now can hear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, the video working? The photo
yes, photos are there, right?
Yeah, can you see the photo? All right. Yeah. This is what because I also trained to be a qualified masseur. So now currently I'm doing a lot of this one sport massage to the public, and this group is actually to this fitness professional. So all these are fitness people and all that. I was with them, and then these are the background that what I did lah. Yeah. All right. The outline of today's presentation is actually very simple. I'm not, because I think it's only 45 minutes or 40 minutes given to me. So I'm going to talk a little bit of sport massage, and then after that, the physiological effect of the sport massage. What are the things a lot of people say, oh, sport massage is only for maybe psychological, but it's not. So a lot of things is actually talk about physiological effect as well in sport massage. So that we need to take note. So for your information, we also with all my co-researcher and authors, we actually publish the sport massage book in India. So if you want to get the book, please get it there. This is a basic sport massage. If you can't get the book, maybe you have to keep in touch with maybe Professor Rajesh Kumar from Osmania University, so that actually he can get a book for you as well, if you want. Yeah, if you want to learn about sport massage. Okay. All right. Next, before I go on, I think this is what we are talking about when you talk about sport massage. So this is what I did. Can you see the video clearly? I just want to check first.
Yes, yes. We can
Yeah,
see
okay.
your video.
Thank you for your
Leg
verification.
malish. Right.
Okay, this is what a demo when we do a demonstration to the client only lah. So this is what I did, and then this is the actual situation during this what do you call it, the course. When I conduct a sport massage course, these are the things. So what is sport massage? A lot of people, sport massage is actually have been used for rehab per se, rehabilitation, and also relaxation. So these are the two major things people talking about. When you go for sport massage, they are talking about rehab, they're talking about relaxation. For 1,000 years ago, and then it's not now, so it's not new actually. So sport massage treatments were administered for the approximately 45% of the total time in the physiotherapy treatment, so that anybody, they say they go for the physiotherapy session, and they actually, all the masseur is actually sport therapy and all that is actually using 45% of the massage. Let's say some of them using gel, some of them using ultrasounds, and all that is still the massage, but they are using tool and equipment. So this one is actually reported, quite a number of studies have been done with that percentage in terms of that. And other than that, sport massage is used in general approaches, examples such as preparation for competition, between competition, and also assisting recovery from competition rather than treatment for specific problem. So without any problem, let's say the people don't get any injury, like that just now when you see the video I demo, I encountered that they actually that one is actually the boss. So I encountered the boss is actually got some lump and the calf muscles there. So people have been using the sport massage for what? Preparation. That means before competition, you have to do a massage so that they can perform better. Or in between of the competition, let's say today you have a series of, we call it festival, or maybe from morning you are competing until at night. So in between of the, you finish one competition and then you got another competition maybe in the afternoon. So that in between people go for sport massage as well. And of course, tonight you play the whole day. And tomorrow there's a competition on again, because maybe you enter second round, or maybe example like you go for final round or something like that. So you need to recover as soon tomorrow you need to compete. So again, people go for sport massage. So these are the things people have been done the research and reported so many things and talk about that. And other than that, sport massage also, the large proportion of the sport massage application in the sport event is due to many coaches and athletes hold the belief based on the observation and experiences. So that why athlete and coaches, they want to go for sport massage, they coaches are willing to send their athlete to go for sport massage. Why? They know it's actually beneficial to them. So they can see, actually they can experience it. An athlete can experience it. Oh, last night I got a good massage. Today I can play better. So can you see that? That is an experience when the coach got it. So these are the things. So that the sport massage can provide several benefits to the body, such as increase the blood flow. I think definitely you know when you push, the blood flow is actually increased. Reduce muscle tensions when you play, and then after that the muscles have been accumulated of acid lactic, so that they are more tense, more harder, so that when you do massage, it's actually soften the area. And then neurological excitability also, you actually let's say before competition you excite the neural part so that they can perform better, and also increase the sense of well-being. That one is very important for normal people. Let's say example, you go for sport massage or something like that. So let's say today you're working very hard, and after that you want to go for a good sleep. Maybe you go for a short massage, and then after that you can have a good sense of well-being. Then you have a good sleep later on. So these are the things that sport massage have been contributed a lot of benefit to people. So massage have been defined as a mechanical manipulation the body tissues and rhythmically presses and stroking for the purpose of promoting the health and well-being. So this is what, when you talk about sport massage, they must be a mechanical, must be moving. You cannot be putting a heat or something like that, pressure. It cannot. It must be mechanical, means something is moving. Like just now, the video I show you is actually when you do the alpha ras, the mechanical of my masseur to the client. So that is mechanical. Yeah. So again, a classic Western massage, or we call it as a Swedish massage. All right, is the most common form of massage that currently used around the world for athletes with the purpose, clinical and advantage and all that. So I also learned the Swedish massage, so that when I teach also, but I do some mixers with localize a little bit here and there. So, but the basic, the foundation is still the Swedish massage. So you can see, yeah. So this is how, when I conduct my actually a workshop, a sport massage workshop. So all the masseur, this group is actually the fitness trainer. They are actually working in the gym, so that they want to have an extra kind of knowledge in terms of providing services to their clients, so that they come and learn this sport massage course and then workshop, we call it workshop, so that they have to listen to the talk, they see my demonstration, after that they need to practice it. Yeah, this is a workshop, hands-on, yeah. So again, sport massage is actually, they can categorize the technique into these 4 techniques. I think maybe I talk to you now, your first time you heard this word, maybe alpha-ras, Petrissa, and trick frictions, and also Terman. Some of them, maybe if you are in the medical, or maybe you are in the massage area, then you understand what I'm talking about. If not, you just know that there's a 4 technique or routine that people use in the sport massage. It's similar to the Swedish massage, and most of the massage also the same. So what are the effects of the sport massage into whatever psychological, physiological, and all that, so that you can see that actually biomechanical. So this one today, I'm not going to talk about the effect of biomechanical, but also there's an effect of neurological, that neuro excitability and all that. So today also, I'm not going to talk about that. If not, you give me 3 hours, maybe I can talk about all that. And also there's a psychological, a lot of people talk about psychological in terms of increase the relationship between the body and mind and all that, relaxation, anxiety and all that. That one is my area lah. So, but sport massage is one of them. But today's talk is basically on this physiological effect on it, the changes of the tissue, the organs, of blood flow, skin, blood circulation, parasympathetic activity, relaxation hormones, and also stress hormone and all that. So that these are the area I'm going to talk about. So when you do massage, these are the effect of physiological effect. Yeah? So that we narrow down to physiological effect on it. Not going to talk about other effect. Yeah? So you take note that So with that, the physiological effect is actually massage are those are gained from exercise. So that these are the things like most of the time physiological effect means like when you start running. So the physiological effect means like your heart breathing is actually pump faster, breathing, circulation, everything is become effect because of you exercise. So, but exercise is the best way to gain this effect, definitely. But it is now always possible or desirable. Means like example, let's say today maybe you feel tired, how can you go and do exercise again so that you don't want to go? So what you can do is actually you can do maybe a passive one. Passive one means the client may be immobilized in the spleen or the disease, or maybe he and maybe took a week, 2 weeks to perform for himself the exercises that he's supposed to do, or in which they carry out in a passively way. So we later give him a strength to maybe take this exercise himself or something like that. So the key point here is actually passively, means like when you do sport massage, it's actually you lying down, the masseur provide you, you are in the passive way, and masseur is actually give you a massage. So in the passive way. So maybe they are sick, they are tired, they don't want to move or something like that. So these are the things as a physiological effect. So today now we need to talk about physiological. The first effect of the sport massage is of course upon the skin, which is stimuli directly. So that when you sport massage, the first layer that you touch is actually your skin. So it's very, very important of that. From the touch of the masseur hand, a client may receive any or all the sensation that it can be caused in the skin, such as pain, the pleasures, the warmth, the coolness of pressure that you have. So that when someone is touching on you, then you can feel that, ooh, it's like a baby, you know, you talk about baby, why the mom is always touching the baby you feel very calm. I think that one you cannot deny that is for sure. So everybody is still the same. And then touch is very what I call it very powerful in terms of that, masseur, because that's why you can see that nowadays a lot of massage machine and the masseur using human. Why people still go back to the sport massage using human services instead of machine services? Again, due to touch. So this is very important. So what are the sensations? These sensations belong equally to the effect of sport massage upon nervous system. I mean, it's actually the nervous system that when someone touch you or someone press on you, this is actually all the nerve system is actually working to get it a sense. So sometimes if you go to the massage and then the masseur didn't perform a good massage and you feel that very painful and then you feel not nice. If they give you a soothing kind of massage, very smooth, then you feel like very relaxed. So I think that one is because the nervous system is actually play a very, very important sense to our brain. So the effect upon the skin itself is to improve its activity, stimuli the gland. That means all the gland have been, stimuli so that they are working and all that. So the spaghettious and also the sweat gland, while it is absorption functions, maybe make use of the injunction rubbing of the ointment or something like that, so that all these small kind of the sweat gland and the spaghettious, whichever located under the skin, in they might stimulate, so that actually some of the people they go for sport massage, they can actually sweat a little bit more compared to normal day. Now these are the things that is actually, so in terms of the skin, you can see the skin, so that the skin is all these organs, all the sensory nerves is here, and sebaceous gland is here, and then the hair, everything is here. So arteria, and then even the fat, everything. So that when you rub through the skin surface, so the epidermis is actually, so that all these organs in the skin is actually stimulated. So these are the things that we talk about the spaghetti gland and also the nerve gland and also the muscles and all that, actually they're giving a sickness and all that due to the nerve and also the sweat gland, and all these are the capillary event. So the most important thing when we talk about physiology is actually capillary. So the capillary, that means the blood vessels is underneath the skin a little bit, so that when you push, can you imagine, can you push, you have to push, then the blood is actually moving faster a little bit compared to normal. So these are the things that anatomy in terms of the on the skin side. And number two, the nutrition of the skin is improved by the spot massage as well. Remember that. So a lot of people go for spot massage and all that, the skin look good. Why look good? Because they produce, they obtain the nutrition is much better. Yeah. Not only the improved activity of the gland, but also in the augmentation of the capillary blood flow and regain the trait and something like, so that when you go for spot massage like that, and then actually refresh with the new nutrients, blood circulations and all that, the oxygen is better, so that the skin looks fresher. So compared to not doing spot massage. And spot massage has been the most important effect of the circulation system though. So just now I just mentioned about that. When you talk about circulation, means like our blood is actually the flow with the pump from the heart. So but sometimes toward a certain part of the peripheral and all that, maybe the hand, the leg, the blood flow become very slow. So that what happens is actually the blood, like when you mechanically apply some force and then do some alpha rush, so the blood is actually flowing better, circulation is always better. So this is the most important when you talk about physiological, because physiology we always talk about supply the nutrients, supply oxygen to the working muscle. So these are the two things that very important there, so that we at least speed up in terms of supply the nutrient, supply the oxygen to the working part, maybe the regardless of muscle, they are maybe the organs are working organs and all that. So they need supply of the oxygen and the blood. So these two who supply, and then all the things, the circulation faster, so that we actually can help that. Yeah. And other than that, you can see that the flow of the blood and then lympha is also improved. So lymphatic also speed up. I mean, they go faster a little bit compared to normal people. Let's say you're sitting down and you're running, definitely your breathing rate and also the heartbeat is actually pumped differently. So it's similar to that physiological effect when you do a spot massage. So a rapid flow of the blood vessels and lymphatic prevent the deposit of particles and help to be suspensions and all that, so that whatever substance want to submerge, so but you are helping them to push, go faster, so that they cannot submit. So these are the things they cannot deposit into the blood vessel. So it's become better. So spot massage is very good to empty the veins and lymphatic to direct central pedal pressure, so that essentially you are helping them to speed up. So again, this is the major physiological effect of spot massage to the athlete, or even to the normal people. Don't talk about only athlete. Then people say, why I'm talking to only athlete benefit? That is not right. Yeah. And the effect upon the flow of the vein and then either superficial situation is direct, and is also the reason the stroke of the spot massage are given always toward the heart. I mean, we are actually helping the blood flow back to the heart. So when you do massage, it's actually you push the blood towards the heart. So when toward the heart means what is the purpose? It's actually the heart will go for the circulation, then go back to exchange of the oxygen to the the waste and all that, so that they actually exchange of the oxygen, so that these are the things take place and all that, so that they can get more oxygen, so that the nutrient, so they supply back to these working muscles and all the organs. So by feeling the heart will become relaxed and then become more stronger immediately after the force increase volume, and then also the blood over the body. So the volume of the blood come back to the heart is much stronger, the stroke volume, so that is actually supply, actually they can carry more oxygen, carry more nutrient, and go back to their muscles, whichever are working. So it's very, very important. So can you imagine if, let's say, you go before competition, you doing this, means like the muscles are full of oxygen, full of nutrient, so definitely they can perform better. So these are the things when you talk about physiological. So a lot of people say, go and do warm up. A warm up is one of them, is actually similar to this sport massage. Yeah. So the pressures of the sport massage upon the veins and then beneficial upon the venous return as well, so that the flow, return, because our blood is actually on the circular basis. So come to the heart pump again, so that's why tick tock, the pumping of the heart is always there. So these are the things that we talk about. So the same stroke of the sport massage act as stimuli upon the tissues surrounding blood vessels and causing a more rapid absorption and a new naturally and pathologically product through the wall of lymphatic and venous capillary. Means like it's actually, the fresh blood. That's why in anatomy, when you study anatomy physiology, the blood is always red and blue color, So blue color meaning they bring back all the carbon dioxide, and then yellow, red color is always talking about the blood full of oxygen. So they exchange and then go to the lungs, and then they exchange of the gas and all that. So they supply back to the organs, or maybe the muscles are working. So these are the things when you return as well. So other than that is also, it has been improved the speed of the lympha flow. So I think maybe all these sports science or sports physical education students, you understand what's lympha. Lympha is actually the protective mechanism of our body. So the lympha is better, means like that they can protect our body from external, maybe what they call it, consequences and all that. But that's carrying away the effect metals and then the nutrients, and then also the muscle treated is to improve as well, to improve the flow, the artery blood to them, and then all that. Again, because when the blood is actually sending to the cell is actually working, and then there's a byproduct. The byproduct is actually carried away by the lympha and all that. If too much of what they call this kind of waste product is actually maybe reduce your competition performance. So example, a lot of people say, how come when I run, maybe then I feel my muscle sore? Why your muscle is sore? Why muscle is pain? Because due to the maybe the acid lactic accumulation, so that the lympha didn't do well in terms of protecting the kind your muscles become soreness. Yeah. So these are the lympha. I think lympha, all the whole body is full of lympha. So they actually work together with all these, the blood circulation. So they come with the blood circulation hand in hand together. And then lympha is actually a protective mechanism, mechanically, physiological, and also mechanical things like medical terms like we use on all that. Yeah? And also that you can see that fatigue comes at least some, I think, from the presence of so-called fatigue substances and in the muscle. I think you know that why after you running certain times that you feel, wow, why am I so tired? Why am I so kind of burnout? So this is among this is actually carbonic acid, the lactic acids, and also acid phosphorus, means like due to the byproduct of this mechanical in terms of the cell production, so that they use the energy that the byproduct is coming up. So that's why you can see that all the acid is actually rising up. So the removal of the fatigue substance and also the influx of fresh blood bearing oxidable material work to restorative of the muscles, means like again it's talking about exchange of the blood. So the blood will supply the more oxygen, remove the maybe those carbonic acid and all that, so that it's exchanged, so that it becomes fresher, so that you can keep on running and running and running and without stopping and all that. So this is very important. And in terms of physiological effect, so that sport massage is also important. So for sport massage also increase the combustions in terms of tissue, causing the carbon dioxide to be given off and all that. This I just mentioned. Carbon dioxide is actually exchanged with the oxygen, so that it go to the lung and then the exchange in the alveoli and all that. That's exchange in terms of the gas. So you give back to these working muscles. So the natural result of the increase of the work of the lung, and the lung is actually working and then making inspiration deeper and inspiration fuller, and that's why they can actually get more oxygen when the lung is relaxed and all that. So these are the things that we talk about when we go for the sport massage. So thus not even the respiratory system escape the beneficial effect of the sport massage. So that even though there are so many other benefit example, like always people talk about blood circulation is one, maybe other things, the sensation, in terms of the lung also become, increase the work of the lung, in terms of respiration system, the whole system itself is actually improved by the sport massage. So these are the very important things when you talk about sport massage and into the physiological effect. So in the sport massage stroke, that the nervous system, again, I'll talk about the sport nervous system again, because when touch is very important, we talk about that. And then such pressure upon the healthy nerve may, however, stimuli the overactivity causes the antificial neuralgia, means like whichever over, people say that, you don't feel that kind of things like, when you go for sport massage. Okay. So other than that, the effect of sport massage on the nervous system is communicate with the every system in the body. I think it's very important. When you have something pain, let's say your leg is pain, so that when the pain is occur, means that nervous system is sent to the brain, and then brain will say, hey, can you stop running and all that, so that the sport massage is actually a stimuli, so that we actually, like just now when you saw the first video I show you, it's actually when they press a little bit harder, they, the client was just shouting like, hey, pain, that kind of things, So because of the nervous system. So nervous system is actually give us a very good feedback in terms of that. So generally, those who relax in the sports massage treatment enjoy and feel gloriously and then indifferent. So that when you go for sport massage, it's actually you feel more relaxed in terms of that, after you enjoyed it more because of the physiological effect. So you can see that here. This is another one, and the last part when I conduct the massage and all that is actually passive stretching. Okay, this is what the last part of the muscle massage course when I run that, the workshop. Other than that, the various mechanism in terms of the cause of the relaxation response resulting the massage have been proposed, so that relaxation is the keyword, is still, even though it's more on psychological, again, they relate to the physiological as well. So this include that the increase of plasma endorphin. So again, when you talk about how people can relax, is actually release of the endorphin. So a lot of articles and even people have been wrote that when you go for running, exercise or something like that, it's actually your body automatically secrete a lot of endorphin, the hormone endorphin. The hormone endorphin is actually let us to feel no pain, you feel good, happy. These are the things that the hormone in terms of decrease the arousal level as well. When you're happy, that's why you don't have the arousal level so high. Decrease the stress hormone as well. So the cortisol level of the stress hormone also decrease because of the endorphin secret more in our body. So the activation of parasympathetic responses also will be increased, and then that's why we feel good. When you feel good means like actually the endorphin make us feel good. That is the key word. So other physiological effect responses in terms of sport massage is the most evident field competition is the sport, and then the study have been examining the physiological effect of the sport competition. Always we talk about that. So for example, a study shows that the marathon running competition increased cortisol level more than the non-competitive event in the comparative physical strain and all that. So that they did a study. People who participate in the long distance or marathon running and all that, actually when they take their cortisol level or the stress hormone, they actually found that is higher. Definitely, I think anybody go and participate in any run, maybe you suddenly never train and then suddenly you go and participate in the 10K or 20K running, and then you are so tortured kind of thing to finish the race. I think for sure, because the increase of the stress hormone, the cortisol increase. So make us very sore. We got no mood to finish the 10K or 20K, that kind of thing. So another study examined the competition dancers, and then who showed that higher level of cortisol on the competition day compared to the training day. So that again, due to competition, the cortisol, the stress hormone also increased. Definitely, that's why some people a day before competition they feel uneasy, or maybe 1 hour or 2 hours before competition they used to, cortisol level is high, the stress level is high. Due to that, maybe you do some sport massage to calm them down. If not, they will use the coach, can I go to toilet, coach? Any 2-3 minutes they will ask the coach, they say what to go to toilet, because the stress level is very, very high. So that maybe the body is unable to control that. So these are the things that we talk about. So what is more, the cortisol response to the competition was that the last than the response to the potent level stretcher and all that. So that during laboratory test and during competition is definitely during competition, and is very the actual competition. Let's say example, we go for exam, before the exam, before enter the hall or something like that, you feel that, wow, the stress level is very, very high because of what? Because of the cortisol as well. So these are the things that we talk about physiological, but in sport massage, it's actually you can reduce the cortisol as well. Okay. So with that, the various mechanism cause of the relaxation response. This include again, we talk about plasma endorphin. So a lot of study have been talking about that. They say endorphin is the happy hormone, feel good hormone and all that. So decrease the arousal level, decrease the stress hormone level, and also activation of the parasympathetic. This is what just now I did explain about that. So when you relax, these are the things. How to relax? Go for sport massage. So this is very important. So many studies also have reported that massage can be promote relaxation by improving physiological effects. So that again, just now I was explaining all the physiological, the good thing about relaxation. So how the physiological come in, and then who provide all this beneficial is actually the benefit is come from sport massage. All right. So therefore, further study are needed to investigate a psychological mechanism for the massage technique as well. So the technique, maybe you can use a different technique. Which are the technique? 4 techniques just now I mentioned about that. So the result will help we provide appropriate massage application to specific sport purposes and all that. So maybe different sport, different kind of technique we might use. When the running, when the badminton player, when the football player, maybe the volleyball player and swimmer and all these are, you need to try and get the better kind of technique to service them. So these are the things that you can see that this is what I did in terms of when they do the mature in terms of the training. So they are actually in the training, so that the first time they are doing massage and all that. Okay, this is what I did during the course. So as such, what I can say for this presentation is no more waiting. Start practice the sport massage to improve the positive physiological effect, so that sport massage is actually able to provide you a positive physiological effect. Can you imagine that? It's not only psychological effect. So quite a number of studies have been provide this support to this effect and all that. But some of the presentations here I didn't cited them. Actually there are so many. Yeah. So with that, I think I would like to say thank you very much for your time, for listening to this talk, and then hopefully you gain something from this. So if you, next time you want to organize a sport massage course, by all means, with that I can willing to share again. All right. With that, thank you very much. Thank you. I hand it over to our organizer. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for your beneficial speech which you have given to us. It's very beneficial to all of us. We are very thankful to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Now I hand over the session to Dr. Jayant Chatur, sir. Sir, you may please start your session. So you're not, we can't hear you.
Now you can hear it?
Yeah, so you can proceed further.
Yeah. Okay. So the second international conference organizing by the Shivaji Educational Society, and I think when the first international conference was organized by the Shivaji Education Colleges, in that time I am also the participant as being a chairperson in this conference, and now who become a resource person of these sessions. He is also presently come this conference and very nicely organize such a conference. And especially I will give the congrats to Dr. Anjali Thakre. He is very hardworking and very ambitious, and every time she can do something new, and there is need for the today's society, because now a lockdown period, there is need to be a refresh and acknowledgement of our knowledge to our colleagues and our society. So this is the very good platform to organize the second international conference, the e-conference in this Amravati. And this e-conference is giving the platform to express our views behind the optics of COVID-19. So first of all, I will, hello, can you hearing? No, there is no problem, no?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. You can proceed.
Yeah. So very nicely presenting the paper on the massage, because massage therapy is not the only related to the mentally and physiologically and psychologically. The massage is very important for the today's life, because now it never goes to the health centers, yoga centers, and grounds also. So we can use our therapy to our students, given the knowledge and also the experience about the cell, how to physiological and psychological benefits to the massage given our the body, and overall blood circulations. And as per given the presentations, they are giving very deep knowledge regarding the blood plasma and endocrine glands changes and some new areas which have been focused on this paper. So I will congratulate to presenter, so giving the very deep and scientific knowledge to our students and our colleagues and participants. And as well as I would like to give these informations to all delegates. So massage is not only the relaxation method, but now massage is overall development of human body. So there is need to be a as a being an employment, you can start the massage centers, as well as every college physical education director. He also giving the knowledge about the massage therapy, because nowadays massage therapy is not only the health centers and other massage centers. They can giving the home advantage and home delivery also for the massage, occupational and massage therapy. So this therapy is also beneficial for overall society. And now I would like to give the thanks to uh, whom sir. They are giving the very valuable knowledge to these sessions, and naturally our all participants have also getting the knowledge about the massage therapy. Thank you very much to the give me a chairperson of these sessions and give me the opportunity for this second session of international conference.
Thank you for your good word.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. We have a great pleasure having you over here.
Yeah.
After this wonderful session, our next session is the paper presentation session. Again, we have with us Dr. Chatur sir as the chairperson of the session. Now, I again request Dr. Jayant Chatur sir to please chair the session. So,
Yeah,
due
no.
to the permission of the honored chair, I would like to begin the session. So, may I?
Yes. You can.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can
Thank you
leave.
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lymph, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Valuable time. Thank you, Dr. Anjali here.
Yeah,
Before starting the
thank
session,
you.
there are some
Yeah.
Before starting the session, there are some rules which we have to follow. The rules are the presentation should be of 10 minutes and the questioning session will be followed by 5 minutes. Now I call upon the first paper of the paper presentation session, and the first one is Dr. A. Pravin, Sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Physical Education and Sports, Pondicherry University. You may start with your session, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, very good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No problem.
Yeah, most respected chairperson, Mr. Dr. Jayant Chatur sir. Very good afternoon. I'll just take 1 minute to greet Dr. Anjali Thakre. I shall congratulate for organizing such a wonderful program in International E-Conference on the topic on the career and professional development. My hearty congratulations to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
And very best wishes to all the participants. And it was a very refreshing session by Lymph, who had taught about our body massage, sports massage for players. Definitely, it would have been useful session to all. And thank you very much, Jain sir. Namaste. I am myself. I introduce myself. I am Dr. Praveen from Pondicherry University. I am assistant professor in the Department of Physical Education and Sports. So
Okay.
I'll be happy to. Is it a window screen? Can you see as such the windows? No, whether I had to share the screens.
Just a second, because your name is HP. That's why you are confused.
Only HP is coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now your co-host, you can share your screen.
Is it okay now, sir?
No, sir. We don't have seen your screen.
Just a minute, sir.
Yes.
Jayan sir, your mic is mute. That's why I can't hear you. Please unmute yourself.
If already.
Is this
Yeah. Now.
Now is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Praveen sir. Your screen is okay. Please continue.
Yeah. Thank you very much. The International Conference on Career and Professional Development is an apt topic for the moment, actually, because we all know after this pandemic situation, how far you are going to carry forward with your physical education course, compiling it with this the career and the professional. So I had taken a topic on role of sports management and curriculum in modern physical education. So the introduction is such: management are of the view that, am I audible? Am I audible? Yeah.
You can continue, no problem.
Management are of the view that it is an art of getting things done through men and material to achieve the target. Actually, the management starts from the home, from the house. At a home, our mother is the best manager. As a parent, our mother is the best manager. So she teaches the management first. So as per the Robbins in 1976 cited an example from Exodus in the Bible, when Moses was overburdened with administrative and judicial duties. His father-in-law advised the Moses should choose capable men as a governors for thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens, and it shall be every major concern they shall bring unto thee. But every minor thing they shall judge, so that thyself will be easier. What they want to tell is, for 1,000 there shall be 100 leaders, and for 100 there shall be 10 leaders, and for 10 it will be 5. Like that it will be distributed. Ultimately, what they have told is decentralization of the work. So now let me tell what is sports management. Sports management is used in a generic sense to include all of the forms of participation in physical activity, including recreational sports and fitness activities. It is the management of those organizations with a major domain of operation in sports and physical activity, as defined by Professor Chelladurai. Now let me speak the designs of sports management. We all know that the Copa America and UEFA Euro 2020 is on, and the Tokyo 2020 is going to be started on July 23rd. So a mega event, how we are carrying forward the sports management teaches how the event have to be managed in a better way. There were serious oppose in sorry. Actually, the Copa America was due to be taken place at Argentina. Due to the various other factors, they couldn't manage, the event management couldn't take place. Henceforth, it has been shifted to Brazil, and with Brazil, and in the host cup, it is going to be played with Argentina and Brazil. So the actual organizer and the present organizer. So both event management speaks a lot how the event have to be managed. The Tokyo with the COVID Olympics is another example. With this COVID crisis condition, how this event management, now the Japan have decided to organize the, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Japan have decided to organize the event without the spectators. Okay. Yeah. Japan have decided to organize the event without the spectators. Likewise, the next one is sports marketing. Sports marketing, how the sports marketing is done. Okay. Sports marketing is nothing but the selling of event. Selling of event. See, the selling of event in the Tokyo Olympics is, what will you say, whether it is positive or negative? When the spectators is not there, how will you sell? Now the only option is selling the event through the broadcasting. So that is the another way of marketing the things. Now the sports has been considered as a product. When it is marketed, the sports is considered as a product. Similarly, the facility management. What is facility management? What is facility management? See, for example, India have conducted this under-17 World Cup and Commonwealth Games, and you know, everyone knows that Rio Olympics have been concluded in 2016, right? What is the status of these stadiums? facility management. Unless you have a proper planning on facility management, all the other things, constructing is not a big deal. Once construction, after the construction, how far the management, facility management, but the facility management includes everything from very start of from the building to the seating capacity of the spectators. Facility management includes everything. So after that, after the event, for example, there is a in Delhi there is a games village, right? After the Commonwealth Games and Asian Games, there is a sports game village. What happened? It has been so now in what happened in Brazil, in Rio. What happened is those places have been sold in the real estate. It has been sold out. So that is the condition of sports. The similar way, that is the reason why the sports arena have been neglected. The management facility, every aspects, whether it is event management, marketing management, or facility management, you should be able to have the control. That is what called as a dependent. It has to be controlled. If you are not controlled, then it will be of major loss for the nation. The sports is actually sports is an index of a country. Really to say, sports is an index of country. So likewise, the functions of sports management in physical education, you all know: planning, organizing, leading, evaluation. So planning is another part. What to do, where to do, when to do, and how to do. Without these principles, it is very difficult to go for a set of to attain a set of objectives. See, now your own madam Anjali, Dr. Anjali Thakre, have planned in systematic manner that how the sessions have to be started, how it has to be interacted, who are the chairpersons, how the inaugural functions and closing ceremonies, all these things are planned. And how? Then the next part is organizing. So how to organize, when to organize, this is also another factors. So for a management, and that too in a particularly with the sports related matters, where participation and recreation plays a vital role. And any company or any organization needs a leading leader. If a leader is able leader makes the event a successful one. So leading in front is a leadership quality for any purpose, any management is a major factor. The next one, the last one is evaluation. What are the how you are going to do things, how you have done. You have to evaluate what was the year. For example, you have, this is maybe the second conference or third conference. So the each 1, 2, 3 conferences conducted, you would have evaluated. In the similar way, the sports management and all the 3 functions, major marketing and facility management, have to be evaluated. Now let me talk about curriculum design. So designing is very important for a physical education. Sports management, as a sports management, and curriculum design is a very important factor. How much a teacher spends to organize and teaching the units of the course, the design in a process putting together, for example, the activity reading, lessons, assessments, then how the subject centered is designed, how the leader centered is designed, then the problem centered. See, there are 3 groups. These are the 3 groups where you have to, the subject have to be evaluated, then validated. See, validated can be done only with these 3 groups, that is subject centered design, learner centered design, and problem centered design. The next one is the last part is conclusion. I just want to tell that how far the sports management and curriculum design help a physical educationist. In this, the role of sports in the lives of the people is undeniable. Okay, without sports, people nowadays, without sports, whatever the sports includes any kind of sporting activities, whether walking, running, jogging, playing, for every, including all the joys and funs, includes the sports in every life, which is undeniable. So sports is a source for employment or a way to improve sports persons' social standings. You all know sports persons have a separate respect in the society. They have got, in this present world, the highest paid person is the sports personality and the sports coaches. So henceforth, sports is a major aspects in the nowadays, for which you need the management. Without management, you cannot become a successful sports person. People must develop their physical, mental, emotional, and social ability to in order to progress in sports. So at last, to achieve, the people should get into sports management skills. So with these points, I just conclude my session, my paper. I thank Jain Chatur sir and Madam Anjali ma'am for giving me an opportunity in this wonderful international conference organized by your esteemed institution. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for your session. It was a beneficial session. Now I request anyone, if they have questions, they can raise their hands for the questioning session.
Sir,
Hello team. If
I would
someone
like
has
to
any
ask.
question or someone want to ask to Mr. Dr. Praveen, please raise your hand so we can unmute him and
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Okay, Maida, no question. Go ahead.
Okay. For the next paper set presentation, I call upon Mrs. Anita Kaveri, Madam, PhD Scholar, Department of Physical Education, Madurai, Kamaraj University, Madurai, Tamil Nadu, India. Can you please go with your session, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yes,
No
I
problem.
want to share my screen. I'm in another line also.
just a second, ma'am. You are with the name of Anita Kaveri,
Anita
right?
Kaveri. Yes, yes.
Just a minute, we make you the co-host so you can.
Okay.
Kaveri madam, you can share your screen.
No, the host disabled participation screen sharing. Participants screen scanning.
I have two Anita
Hi,
Kaveri,
madam.
that's fine.
And now it's okay, ma'am. Now it is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Thank you. Shall I start, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon to everyone. Hello.
Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Sri Shivaji College of Physical Education and Chairperson. You are giving us such a nice opportunity on this session. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. You can continue.
Okay. Let me introduce myself. I'm N. Anita Kaveri, PhD Research Scholar from Department of Physical Education, Madurai Kamaraja University, under the guidance of Dr. K. Chandrasekharan sir. He is a chairperson and professor and head Department of Physical Education, Madurai Kamaraja University, and my co-author, Dr. C. Ramesh sir, assistant professor. He is also a Department of Physical Education, Madurai Kamaraja University. Let us move on my topic. And this is my paper title, Influence of Fitlight Training on Selected Motor Fitness Components Among College Women Basketball Players. Introduction. Physical education and sports is enhancing the variety of individual abilities, health development, mental improvement, and also the society. So physical education aims to enlarge the players' physical education capability to understand their skills. Sports and physical activity are a crucial part of the human resource improvement. At present, sports has become an essential part of our life, and it is a main vital component of physical education, which has become a worldwide recognizable fact today. And introduction of the basketball. Basketball is one of the best sports around the world, and it has become an enormous game for women also. So women's basketball started to become and more popular around 1970s. Nowadays, women are taking an increasingly active role in basketball all over the world, and it is becoming a more visible, assertive, and active in the way that goes beyond the arena. Basketball is a common game which teaches you about being an excellent team player. The basketball helped to develop the strength, coordination, endurance, flexibility, and also speed, cardiorespiratory endurance, and agility also. And this is the introduction of the FitLight training. FitLight training is a new training technique method, an interactive training tool created by Danish inventor Eric Wedge. FitLight training was introduced with an intention to track and determine movements or activities essential to the physically challenging task related with the strategic professions. This training improves individual coordination through visual tracking, speed, coordination, and functional remembrance. FitLight training help to create an active control on target training system, and this training can be utilized for improving performance training and confusion rehabilitations also. This training help player to achieve the success by developing his skills with a different approach using modern equipment and technologies. And selection of the variables which I have used this study. There are the two different variables I have selected. So one is flexibility, another one is agility. The first one is flexibility, sit and reach test, which have been conducted, and the measurement unit is calculated for the centimeters. And the second dependent variables are agility. The test which we conducted is a T test, and the measurement unit is in seconds. And methodology, and the main purpose of the study was to investigate the influence of FitLight training on selected motor fitness components among college women basketball players. To achieve this task of the study, the 30 college women basketball players from the colleges under Madurai Kamaraja University around the Madurai area were selected as a subject, and they were divided into two equal groups with a 15 subjects in each group. That is, group 1 is FitLight training group and group 3 is control group. Group 1 will be given for the FitLight training program for 6 weeks with a 3 days training program per week, and group 2 will not participate in any special training program as it the control group. And statistical technique. All the subjects of the both groups were tested and selected dependent variables prior to and immediately after the training program. The analysis of the T ratio was used to evaluate the significant differences among the groups. The 0.05 level of confidence was fixed to find out the level of significance which was considered as in the appropriate. And this is analysis of the T ratio, which was used for the pre and post test on flexibility among FitLight group and control group. The table shows the pre-test mean value of experimental group on flexibility is 6.77 and the post-test experimental group on flexibility is 7.16. The obtained T ratio of 5.11. So it is greater than the required table value of 2.15. So it is statistically significant at 0.05 level of confidence. And the pre-test mean value of control group on flexibility is 6.64. The post-test mean value of control group on flexibility is 6.85 and the obtained T ratio of 1.92. So it is lesser than the required table value of 2.15. So it is statistically insignificant at 0.05 level of confidence. And this bar diagram showing the mean values of pre and post test on flexibility among FitLight group and control group. And the analysis of the T ratio, which was we used pre and post test on agility among FitLight group and control group. The table shows the pre-test mean value of agility, the pre-test mean value of experimental group on 13.18. The post-test experimental group on agility is 12.53. The obtained T ratio of 5.80. It is greater than the required table value of 2.15. So it is statistically significant at 0.05 level of confidence. And The post-pretest mean value of control group on agility is 13.20. The post-test mean value of control group on agility is 13.17. That obtained T ratio of 0.81. So it is lesser than the required table value. So statistically, it is insignificant, 0.05 level of confidence. And this slide shows the bar diagram showing the mean value of pre and post test on agility among platelet group and control group. And discussion and findings. The finding of the present study strongly indicates that the 6 weeks of training has significant influence on selected motor fitness components, that is flexibility and agility among college women basketball players. And also it's indicate the result of between the pre and post test of selected motor fitness components, that is flexibility and agility, is significantly higher in platelet group when compared to the control group. And conclusions. Based on the analysis of the data and findings, this study concludes that due to the platelet training, there is a significant effectiveness and improvement in selected motor fitness components like flexibility and agility among college women basketball players. That's it. Thank you. Then I want to thank.
Questions regarding this paper. If somebody asks any questions regarding paper, he may be asked.
Okay, sir.
So, madam, here I would like to suggest you, when you conduct this program for the fitness and measure the agility and flexibility of the players, why should not you are using the goniometer for flexibility? Why should not you are using the some apparatus, latest apparatus? Those are measuring the flexibility and agility of the players. So because you are using the some test, that is also the valid test, there is no problem. But I think here are my suggestions, because you become a research scholar. So if you are using the latest equipment to measure the various fitness factors of the players, then that will be more convenient and result should be going to more valuable. So here is
surely, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you so much. You are giving this word, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation.
Yeah, thank you so much. I want to thank to the organizing committee and the chairpersons and my guide. And I was very happy to hear the
your guide is my your guide is my colleagues, and we are very close friends.
Okay, sir.
So you can say the namaste to your guide, huh?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Keep it on.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request everyone, if they have any questions, they can raise their hands regarding this topic. Questioning session is open for 5 minutes.
Kaveri, ma'am. Hello. Can you hear me?
I'm here, sir.
Yeah. I was just want to know which part of your study was insignificant?
It is a control group, sir.
So it's
I compare to the experimental group and with control group. It is a control group or is insignificant, I said.
Okay.
Because they are not attending any training programs.
Experimental group will say, see the significance.
So my question is, will you take significant or insignificant for control group?
No, you should compare with the control group. Hello.
Sir?
Yeah, ma'am. Please tell me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here, sir.
Yeah. No, which part you are taking means flexibility or agility? Which one was insignificant?
Now, in a control group based and a flexibility and agility, they both variables are insignificant.
Both are insignificant. Okay,
yes.
Fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Now,
nextly, I call upon the third paper presentation, and that is Dr. Rajni Murkute, ma'am, She is the author, Assistant Professor, RTM, Nagpur University, Nagpur Institute of Science. Ma'am, you may please proceed further. Rajni ma'am, can you hear me?
I attach my presentation. एक minute.
Okay, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Rajni Murkute from Nagpur Sharirik Shikshan Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today, I am going to present a research paper before you on construction of norms for cardiovascular endurance of school girls of Nagpur region by me and Dr. Madhavi Madikar, Head of Department Physical Education Institute of Science, RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. Before getting the presentation, I would like to thank Shri Shivaji College of Physical Education, Amravati, the organizer committee of this international conference, and the chairperson of this session, Dr. Jayant Chatur sir, for providing me this an opportunity to present the paper. I'm starting my presentation. The title of my paper is Construction of Norms for Cardiovascular Endurance of School Girls of Nagpur region. Health and physical fitness play a vital role in the life of human being. The development of the nation depends upon the citizens of the nation. If an individual is physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially fit, he can achieve his goal and become successful in life. Every individual should develop physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially so as to become fit for a happy life. Physical fitness is a capacity to carry out reasonably well various forms of physical activities without getting unduly tired and include qualities important to an individual's health and well-being. Cardiovascular fitness is one of the health-related component of physical fitness that is brought about by sustained physical activities. Cardiovascular endurance is also known as cardiorespiratory endurance or aerobic fitness. Cardiovascular endurance is the ability to perform large muscle full body exercise at moderate to high intensity for an extended period. Statement of the problem. The statement of the problem was constructions of norms for cardiovascular endurance of school girls of Nagpur region. Objectives of the study to construct norms for cardiovascular endurance for school girls in the age group of 13 to 14 years residing in the Nagpur region. Delimitations. The study was delimited to school girls of the Nagpur region. The study was delimited to school girls only. The study was delimited to age group of 13 to 14 years only. The study was delimited to minimum of 1,000 school girls. The study was delimited to cardiovascular endurance only. Limitations. There was no control over the socio-economic status of the participants, the personal habits of the students, which affects the health, was not under the control of the research scholar. Lack of complete control over the environmental factor was limited. Next, methodology. The purpose of the study was to construct norms for cardiovascular endurance of school girls of Nagpur region. A sample of 1,000 school girls was randomly selected for the present study at the age of 13 to 14 years. The cardiovascular endurance was measured with the help of 9-minute run-walk test. The normative scale percentile anti-scale was used to construct norms. The score were further classified into grades, that is poor, very poor, poor, average, good, and very good. Analysis and interpretation of result was done by using the statistical tools, mean, standard deviation, percentile, and t-scale to construct norms on cardiovascular endurance for schoolgirls of the Nagpur region. Table number 1 shows the descriptive statistic of cardiovascular endurance for schoolgirls of the Nagpur region. Cardiovascular endurance was measured with the help of 9-minute run walk test. The performance of the mean is 998.19. Standard error is 3.99. Standard deviation is 126.2. Range is 500, minimum 700, maximum 1200. The graph showing the mean and standard deviation of cardiovascular of school girls of Nagpur region. Table number 2 shows the percentile norms of cardiovascular endurance for the performance of 9-minute run walk test of school girls of Nagpur region. The minimum percentile value is 700 at P0 and the maximum percentile value is 12,000 at P100. The table represents the decile point of percentile scale. Table number 3 shows the T-scale of cardiovascular endurance for the performance of 9-minute run walk test of school girls of the Nagpur region. The 100 score of the T-scale is 1629.19 and the zero score of T-scale is 367.19. Table number 4 shows the grading for cardiovascular endurance for the performance of 9-minute run walk test of school girls of the Nagpur region. It divides into good, very poor, poor, average, good, and very good. Next, conclusion. An attempt has been made to construct norms for 13 to 14-year-old school girls of Nagpur region on cardiovascular endurance. The result of the study shows that the school girls will score below 800, 800 to 900, 900 to 1000, 1000 to 1080, above 1080 are treated to represent very poor, poor, average, good, and very good respectively. The norms were prepared based on the collected data with the percentile and T-scale technique. Therefore, the scale was classified into 5 grades: very poor, poor, average, good, very good. The norms constructed by the research scholar helps to evaluate the cardiovascular endurance of school girls of Nagpur region. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation.
If anybody asks any questions regarding the Rajni's paper, he may be proceeding.
Yes, sir.
Rajni, I congratulate to you because when I collect your PhD Viva with the presence of Arun Gadkari sir, now she is not present in this moment, but in that time I congratulate you and very nicely you are select the topic and very nicely you are in the presentations. Second thing, how much subject, how much data should be collected from this prepare the norms? Can you tell me the
1,000 girls, school girls from Nagpur region.
Very nicely you have conducted such a paper. This is the very research and experimental paper. So I will congratulate you. And if somebody asks any questions regarding this paper, he may be asked.
Sir, one, madam, Dr. name?
Rajni, Dr. Rajni.
Dr. Rajni, ma'am. Yeah, it was a nice presentation. Why my only one suggestion is that, ma'am, I don't have any questions. Rather than putting construction of norms, you can put it as a compilation of norms. It should be compilation because construction is made for skills. For norms, it should be compilation.
Okay, sir. Completion.
It will be apt word because constructions, for example, construction of skills and compilation of norms for endurance. If you put means cardiorespiratory endurance means, it will be apt because with the skill you are going to construct the with the constructed skills you are going to compile the norms. So normally norms will be compiled. So it is my humble suggestion. You can take it out.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Yeah, this is from admin. A request to all the participants that everyone should be on their videos. If our guests are there with their videos, so definitely participants should be there with the videos. It is kindly request to all the participants to on their videos. Thank you. Yeah, Mayura, please.
Thank you, sir. Now for the fourth paper presentation, I call Mr. Sandeep Sinha, Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education, Rajiv Gandhi University. Sir, are you there?
Yes. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Sir. You can proceed further.
Okay. First of all, a very good afternoon to one and all. And first of all, I'm very much thankful to Sri Shivaji Education Society, Amravati. Then also, I'm very much thankful to Sri Shivaji College of Physical Education, Amravati. And it's my privilege to thank the session chairperson, Dr. Jayant M. Chatur, and everyone, one and all who are present in this presentation. So first of all, let me introduce myself, and I'm Sandeep Sinha from
Sandeep,
Rajiv Gandhi University.
Sandeep, sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
I'm extremely sorry to interrupt. But could you please start your video?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, and I'm a research scholar from Rajiv Gandhi University, and today I will be presenting on a paper which is entitled Yoga for Empowering the Young Mind at an Early Age. Now, for that, I want to request our Kakre sir to please kindly share the slides for me, because due to some technical errors, I'm unable to share it from my device. Kakre sir, are you there?
Kakade, sir, if you are there, please raise your hand so I can guess. I can make you co-host. I'm not able to see your ID here. Kakade, sir. Sandeep, sir, sorry, I think he is not here.
Actually, I'm having some issue. So I have mailed my presentation to him, and he is also a organizing member. Sorry for the.
Sushant, you're talking about Sushant, sir, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just a second. On which ID you send the paper? Mail ID?
Yeah, the mail ID is Shivaji Physical Edu Conference @gmail.com.
Okay. And Mr. Fogart, you also send us a message, right? Pankaj, sir? If you yes, raise your hand. Mr. Pankaj Fogart, have you sent a PPT on the mail?
No, sir. I have my PPT with me only.
Sandeep sir, sorry to interrupt you, but could you let me know email ID, from which email ID you send
Yes.
paper?
My email ID is singhasandeep86@gmail.com.
Sandeep 86. And you send PPT, right?
Yeah.
Until it is not received, could you please resend it?
Yes, sir. I have resend it.
Sandeep sir, could you please? Okay, you resend it. I will check.
You got it, sir.
Sandeep sir, if you don't mind, can we start with Mr. Pankaj Phogat sir, and in the meanwhile, I will check your PPTs and we will continue after that. Is it okay with you?
Yeah. Okay, sir. So kind. Yes. So kind of you, sir.
Don't worry, sir. We will do that.
I would like to introduce Sandeep Pankaj Phogat, sir, Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education, Maharshi Dayanand University, Rohtak.
Good afternoon to all. And first of all, I would like to thank to all the committee members to providing me such a chance to present my research paper on the topic. Madam, I want to share the screen. My topic of the research is a study of mental toughness among pugilists with respect to their level of participation. I have done this study from my research work. I am doing my PhD under the guidance of Professor Kultad Singh, Department of Physical Education, Maharshi Dayanand University, Rohtak, Haryana. So I'll just start with my abstract. Here is my abstract. This particular study was designed to check the mental toughness of pugilists according to their participation level in competition. For this study, the sample was 120 boxing individuals were selected from different boxing academies aged between 18 to 25 of Rohtak, Haryana. The research was conducted on a sample of 120 boxers. Further, they were divided into three subcategories according to their level of participation. Those levels are state level, university level, and national level. For the comparative purpose, among the different level of players, the researcher used the analysis of variance. It was very clear that psychological aspects plays a very vital role in the performance of an athlete. So this variable mental toughness will help to analyze the player by their coaches for their better performance. The level of significance was fixed at 0.05. Here is a little introduction about boxing sport. Boxing was a popular spectator sport in the ancient Rome. In order for the fighters to protect themselves against their opponent, they wrapped leather thongs around their face. Eventually, harder leather was used and the thong soon became a weapon. The Romans even introduced metal studs to the thongs to make the setters. Fighting events were held at Roman amphitheaters. The Romans' form of boxing was often a fight until death to please the spectator who gathered at such events. However, especially in later times, purchased slaves and trained combat performers were valuable commodities, and their lives were not given up without due consideration. Often, slaves were used against one another in a circle marked on the floor. There is where the term ring came from. In AD 393, during the Roman gladiator period, boxing was abolished due to excessive brutality. It was not until the late 16th century that resurfaced in London. Various types of boxing existed in ancient India. The earliest reference to Musti came from classical Vedic epics such as Ramayana and Rig Veda. The Mahabharata describes two combatants boxing with clenched fists and fighting with kicks, finger strikes, knee strikes. Now I'm going to discuss my variable that is on psychological aspect. Psychology can be defined as a human mind and behavior. Psychology also contains the study of consciousness and mind and unconscious mind, as well as we taught thought and feelings. Psychology is an academic regulation of two scope. A psychologist search for an understanding of the developing properties of our brain and all the range of phenomena connected to those developing properties, joining this way the neuron scientific set of researchers. Now I'm talking about my variable, that is mental toughness is a kind of personality trait that shows your capability to work consistently under pressure and stress, and it is strongly related to behaviors such as nature, grit, resilience, and determination. It further describes a mental tough human being as someone who is relaxed in their own skin, can take whatever came along in their march, and may commonly enjoy comfort. Mental toughness is not being a macho man or a self-centered. It is about individual toughness in the sense of not giving up in any situation and being confident that you can succeed even if the chances are stacked against you. Here is the objective of the study to check how mental toughness variables differ according to their level of participation in puzzles. Hypothesis was there would be no significant difference in mental toughness among puzzlists with respect to their level of participation. Now we move on to the methodology. The following methodology has been used for the study. Selection of subjects. Selection of subjects. For the study, a total number of 120 subjects were selected from boxing game. Further, they were divided into their level of participation, 40 each, from state level, university level, and national level, and their ages lies between 18 to 24 years. Selection of variables. Mental toughness was used as psychological variable in the study. Description of mental toughness test. The mental toughness questionnaire constructed and standardized by Dr. Alan Goldberg in 1998 will be used for particular parameters in this present study. In this, total items are 30, out of which 1 to 6 deal with the rebound ability, 7 to 12 deals with the ability to handle pressure, 13 to 18 deals with your concentration ability, and 19 to 24 deals with your confidence level. 25 to 30 deals with your motivation level. One true answer according to the questionnaire gives you 1 point. A score 26 to 30 shows your strength in mental toughness. A score between 23 to 25 shows your moderate level. And if you are having score less than 22, then it shows you're mentally weak. Statistical method used. The one-way analysis of variance was used as comparative statistics to find out the statistical difference between different level of puzzlists in mental toughness. The level of significance was set as 0.05. Results of the study. Here is the descriptive statistics of mental toughness among puzzlists with respect to their level of participation. Table 1. We are having all the scores of minimum and maximum, the value of n, mean, standard deviation, lower bound, and upper bound in the table 1. Now we move on to the graph, which shows clearly that the national level boxers having more, they are more mentally strong as we compared with the state and university level players. This is a graphical representation of mean score to the mental toughness according to their participation level. Now we move on to the analysis of variance, table 2 of puzzlists with respect to their level of participation. Here, the F value is 109.23, which is highly significant. The table 2 reflects that comparative statistics of mental toughness among different level of participation in puzzlists in terms of the analysis of variance. The calculated F ratio was 109.23 as per the outcomes, which were highly significant at 0.05 level of alpha. Therefore, the null hypothesis assumed earlier that there would be no significant difference in the mental toughness among different level of participation in puzzlists was rejected. For multiple comparison purpose, post-hoc analysis was done, which we will show in table number 3. Here is a multiple comparison of puzzle lists with respect to their level of participation. So table 3 reveals that the pairwise comparison between puzzle lists according to their participation level. It was observed that the mean difference of national level, which is highly significant with all others level of participation. Expect this. Other two groups has not found significant difference in them because the mean value was greater than 0.05 level of alpha. Hence, we can conclude that it can be concluded that the national level players are more stable in mental toughness during the participation when compared to the state and university level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. If anyone wants to ask any question, 5 minutes are open for the questioning session. You may proceed further.
If no questions, so here is my suggestions to Pankaj, because he become our research fellow. So why should the all physical education people take the statistical analysis on the level of 0.05? Can you explain? Pankaj, are you hearing me?
Yes, I am hearing you.
Why should the all physical education people should be analysis on the basis of 0.05 level? Why should not they change the level of statistic 0.1, 0.001?
Yes, sir, we can use it.
It means if the probability sample of 100, so there are the 0.05 level is 5. In the mistakes, the hundreds in 5 mistakes. Okay. So I think now we have need to improve our statistical analysis, improve our results, improve our accuracy. So we must have to need level of 0.01. You should try at the base of 0.01. Definitely you got the results. And if your measurement is accurate, so there is no problem on the basis of analysis of statistic 0.01. So here is my suggestion to you. There is no problem if your probability samples take the 0.05. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for your suggestion. I will take care of this in future research papers. Thank you very much, sir, for providing me such a very wonderful chance to present my paper on this big platform. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hello. Yes, sir. This is Akshay from Amravati. I have a question. It's a common question that as a boxing, it's a contact sport, suppose. Yes. So lots of people are hesitant to participate in this game. So what kind of factors are affecting? What kind of factors are that people are hesitant to participate? That's the question, sir.
Thank you.
What are the causes of fear of boxing? Particularly now the ladies and gents both are participants in boxing. There is no problem. But he asked about why the people fear to take the participate in boxing.
Yes, sir.
What is the cause?
Sir, I think it depends upon the interest of the candidate that he want to fight or he want to start the game like combat sports, like touch and tackle sports. It depends upon the choices of the candidate. They are just putting their legs behind because of the scariness of that. The boxing is a very brutal game, and we have got injured, and all the aspects are like they are having a kind of fear that we got injured if we participate in these kind of games.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Very much. You are nicely presenting paper, and your topic is also good. So well done.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And thank you very much again for your suggestion, sir. I will do that thing in my next paper when I will going to present in the third conference, which is going to be held next year by you only. And thank you very much, sir.
Definitely, I will be there.
For the next presentation, now I call upon Sandeep Sinha, Mr. Sandeep Sinha, sir, Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education, Rajiv Gandhi University. Sandeep, sir.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So you can proceed further.
Yeah, first of all, once again, a very good afternoon to one and all. Can I have my presentation on the screen? Yes, thank you. So the topic is yoga for empowering the young mind at an early age. Now, starting with yoga, as I don't want to waste a lot of time telling what is yoga, what is the historical background of yoga and all. And as we all know, the thing or the term yoga is now no more a unique term. It is common to everyone. It is well flourished all over the world. And there is a need, there is a emergence to empower this. When I talk about young minds, I am talking about the base level, the level or the base, the beginning of a man or a woman, the childhood days. So why yoga is important? Because as we all know, yoga is very beneficial for the adults, but also there are a lot of positive benefits of yoga on the kids also. Why I'm emphasizing, why I'm putting the stress on empowering the young mind through yoga, because by looking at the benefits of yoga, by looking at the positive effects of yoga on the young minds. Can I have the next slide? Am I audible? Excuse me.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, Mr. Pankaj.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Please continue.
Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Yes. So the benefits of yoga. So I am focusing on the benefits. Now, if we take advantage of these benefits from the very early age, then obviously there will be a big gain, or you can say we can say that no matter what the circumstances or no matter what the options it will come in front of us, our young generations they will be capable of dealing with those. So the benefits, when I talk about the benefits, can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah. Now, the first benefit is it enhances flexibility in our body. Now, when we talk about flexibility, it is a component of our fitness. It is a health fitness component of health fitness, and it enhances the balance and also it tones the muscles. And apart from that, the next benefit that we have is it boosts confidence, it improves overall health, it improves the mental health, and it creates a positive self-image, and it develops body awareness. Now, though we know these things are very common, and we can easily say that these are very normal things, but if we go to a very deeper sense, we find that if these qualities are being enhanced or these qualities are being improved in a very young child at a very young early age, now the results is you can say it will be extraordinary. When I say extraordinary means when it comes to various career options, when it comes to act or react for the well-being of the society, the nation, or any organization where an individual is attached with, then obviously the results will be very fruitful. Now, the second thing which we have to understand, that is how yoga promotes the mindfulness for children. As we know, when we were also young, when we look at a child, the mind of a child or the state of a child is very fresh, and you can say it is very clean, and they want to adopt, they want to copy, they want to be a replica of whom they like most, or whom they follow, or whom they want to be. Can I have the next slide? Yeah, thank you. So by looking at this picture, we can easily understand how yoga can benefit for promoting the mindfulness. And when we talk about mindfulness, obviously mindfulness, it relates to the work, whatever work we do, whatever work you are engaged with. If you are engaged 100%, obviously the results will benefit it. The results will be boosted up. So yoga, first of all, it allows the child to see what is going on. So there are some breathing, so the child focus on the breathe. Then there are some poses which we may ask the child to do. Now that poses will, first of all, it will let the child to understand what is going on, and what am I doing. So this questioning or this argue, it will bring the mindfulness. Then visualization also helps. For example, when we try to ask or when we are asking a child to copy about the lion, to copy about some of the creatures surround us, for example, act like a tree. Now the visualization takes place inside the mind whenever the boy or the girl will try to adopt the new form. Then being fully present. Now fully presence, it resembles 100% concentration. So these all things are promoting the mindfulness of a child. Now there are three benefits, amazing benefits by which a child can be benefited with the help of yoga. The very first is physical development. As we all know, it goes on along with us, so it will help. Then second, the most important, that is cognitive learning. So when we talk about this cognitive learning, most in our new education policies, in our schools, in our various levels of our education system, we focus on this cognitive learning. So if yoga can really benefit and charm this cognitive ability, then obviously the person or the individual can learn or act, analyze, and also react to certain to various occasions. Now the third benefit, which is psychological benefit. Now when we talk about psychology, as many of our friends and learned teachers, they gave the presentation, and they talked about the present scenario, the going on scenario. Just I would like to take one example of a renowned athlete from our nation. Now she is unable to participate in this upcoming Olympic Games. That is none other than Hima Das, because of some injuries. Now, here we need a psychological toughness. For example, as we all know, we are aware, even Hima Das is also aware that Olympic comes every 4 years and it is a great event. Now, by this year, if she lost the opportunity to showcase her talent, to prove herself for the country, now she has to wait for the next 4 years. Now, we can't say what is going to be in this next 4 years. What are the new challenges which are coming in front of us? So it's become a very big psychological challenge for us to stabilize the mind and also to keep up the confidence and to boost ourselves with a self-esteem force, a self-esteem drive, or you can say self-motivation. So this is very important for us. Can I have the next slide? Yeah. Now, I'd like to talk about some of the very simple things, but these simple things at the end of a day, it really have a great impact on a person or on molding a person's life. So yoga if yoga is introduced to our young generations, so first of all, the very good qualities which they can have from yoga, they are none other than non-harming, means non-violence, than truthfulness, than moderation, than cleanliness, than gratitude, and then the last, that is self-discipline. Now, just imagine if all these qualities are there in every person of this nation. Now, the result, every one of us, we know what our nation will be. So we can overcome anything, and we can also challenge the world in any platform in a very positive attitude. Can I have the next slide? Now, as I am laying stress on yoga or implementing yoga, and how yoga will be benefiting our children's or the young generation, and how yoga can help for the holistic development of our young generation. So by looking at this small, very pictorial representation, we can easily understand yoga can give us a fine motor ability, means it is related to the motor quality, means balance, agility, strength. Then we have a very sensory, nice sensory, means it is related to the nervous system. Then again, a self-help, it means the attitude to push yourself, to help yourself. Then we can improve our language, means the communication skill. Then it improves the cognitive learning. Then the emotional well-being, it means you will be emotionally intelligent. You should not break down very soon. Then there will be a social benefit, it means you will be a very social well-being. Then a spiritual development will take place in our body. Then last, the physical gross motor, physical and gross motor. When I talk about physical and gross motor, it means overall package, how a human being leads up. Can I have the next slide? Now the question comes, what is the appropriate age to start yoga? Now, as per many research and as per many experts, now it is very easy to understand that yoga can be introduced to a child as soon as the child starts following some instructions, or the child is able to understand those instructions. But when I say but, there is a big thing which we have to understand, that some of the poses or many of the poses are restricted for a child, because we have to see that when those poses, they should not be done or performed by a child because of the soft nature of the bones, or you can say the stage at by which the child is going through or passing through. That is a very delicate stage, so we must focus on normal. As we know, there is a very nice principle of training, the law of progression. So in the same way, the yoga should be introduced, and it should be practiced by maintaining law of progression, means starting with the very normal and ease and fun kind of yoga asanas or poses for the children's. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is how we can easily communicate or cope up with our children's or young generation. So first of all, we have to prepare a very flexible lesson plan. When I talk about flexible lesson plan, it is very important. None of the children should feel that it is very boring or it is very hard to participate. So they should have fun. So playfulness is the key method which we have to use it. And again, a very kid friendly positive feedback means we should keep on asking the kids about in a very friendly way regarding their dealing with the asanas and all. Then we have to ease up on alignment. For example, slowly and slowly we should rectify the alignments which are required in an asana. Then we have to grow with them. We have to make them understand that we are like them only. Then they become more comfortable with us. This is very scientific. Now there are a lot of points. Just by looking at those points, we can easily understand what are the things we have to take on. Now next slide, please. Yeah, these are some of the animal poses, or you can say nature, some poses which surround us. So by doing these poses, the students can easily, or the children can easily enjoy themselves, and though it will have a very physical and mental benefit on them. Next slide, please. Now this is about garden yoga for the kids. Now when I talk about garden yoga, so the kids will now pretend to behave like a tree, like a frog, like a butterfly, like a flower. So this will help them a lot. Next slide, please.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, but there is a time limit. Please note.
Yes, I'm concluding.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So the therapeutic benefits which we can gain from introducing yoga for the kids, that is yoga can be used as for recreational activity. It is a socialization thing. It will help in socializing the children, and there will be a gross motor benefits. There will be fine motor benefits. There will be behavioral benefits, and also there will be digestive health benefits. Now another thing I would like to share, that is we can also introduce yoga. These days there is a very huge trend going on in the Western nations as well as also in our country, family yoga. So family yoga deals with doing some yoga activities or having some time spending together along with all family members, where they do some yoga, pranayama, and various activities related to yoga. So while doing so, this creates a big impact on the children when they are growing, when they are following their elder brothers and sisters, when they are following their parents. And most of us, we know the first idol whom we follow, none other than our parents. So it becomes a very great platform for them to understand. Now, yoga can also benefit the children in various chronic health conditions. So it is not needed to talk on all those things. It can improve our circulatory health. It can improve our metabolic activities. It can improve our posture. It can also improve our motor qualities. So these all are the benefits of yoga. Now, the conclusion is that body awareness is not just to understand or to inspire the confidence, but also it is a compassion and kindness towards others. It is a very important lesson for a child to understand while in these developing stages, when the child is going through this process of development. Now, education and yoga and this introduction of yoga at an early age, it will help to develop in multi dimensions. And when I talk about multi dimension, as I have already revealed in the holistic development. So at the end, I would just like to conclude, yoga is not only important, but also it is effective for an individual, and it is also beneficial for the nation and the world as a whole. Thank you, one and all.
Early childhood, use the yoga for school children and school going children. So it's very nice to present. If somebody asks any question regarding this paper, it may be. If there is no question, can I ask Sandeep one question to you?
Sir, please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir.
So which phase is beneficial for the child for this yoga and yoga?
So sorry, sir, unable to hear anything.
I think after 4 years.
Chatur sir, your voice is not clear. We are not able to hear you.
Okay, no problem. Can I have... Hello?
Chatur sir, we are not able to hear you, sir.
If there is no question, can I continue?
I think now it is clear, sir. Chatur sir? Hello?
Yeah. Hi, yes.
Yes, your question, sir, please. Before that, we unable to hear you.
Yes, I have asked about
Chatur sir, your voice is not clear. Please use headphones. Hello? Please use headphones. Your voice is not clear.
Nextly, I would call upon Griyadas Shivadas sir, Department of Physical Education, DPS Monarch International School, Doha, Qatar. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Please unmute yourself.
Mr. Shivadas, your co-host. Please unmute yourself and start.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Very good afternoon.
Yeah, respected chairperson, dignitaries, scholars, teachers, and all my friends on the screen. I'm really happy to be here with you all today. Myself, Drishya, and I'm continuing my research. Along with, I'm working at DPS Monarch International School, Doha, Qatar, and I have finished my Master of Physical Education from LSET Trivandrum. So, let me start with sharing my screen. I hope this is visible.
Yes, ma'am. It is enabled.
Yeah, okay then. Okay then. Yeah. This pandemic has made our lifestyle a little more complicated, but still we are doing our level best to live better. And this online platform is also such an effort to do things better. So when we shifted from offline mode of education to online mode of education, the teachers who used to walk from classes to another class, their lives are completely into laptop. They used to sit in front of laptops and take their classes. So their life has completely into sedentary. So that has where I got this inspiration to conduct this study on evaluation of the effect of physical activity on breath holding time. So let me move on. So today I will be covering on this all these topics, like from starting with objectives and finishing off with results and conclusions. So breathing is a sign of life. As you may be knowing, if our brain lacks oxygen for more than 5 minutes, then there's a chance of brain death. So even in that case, still our breath can be voluntarily controlled for variable amount of time, variable time period. So that is like with if we have a good lung volume, good PCO2 tolerance, the VO2, also the H plus ion concentration. These factors affect the breath holding time. But in some studies, like in 2000, Mr. Boris has done one study, and these factors comparing with physical activity. That's when I thought like physical activity can have an effect on breath holding time. So in order to check this, that's where the purpose of the study lies. So the purpose of the study is like to evaluate the effect of physical activity on breath holding time. And the participants and methods used in the study are, so the participants were 122 teachers voluntarily participated from DPS Monarch International School. And among them, half of them were physically active and half of them were physically inactive. And like they used to do physical activities almost 4 to 5 days in a week after they finish all the class sections. And among the 122 teachers, 42 were males and 78 were females. Moving on to the methodology. So I have used the control post technique, and along with that, I have collected some reliable data along with that, like gender, age, height, weight, and physical activity status. Comparing this, I've done this. So when we talk about breath holding time, we can calculate the breath holding time in two ways. The first one is after inhalation, and the second one is after exhalation. So in the case of inhalation, we have to sit firmly, comfortably on the chair. You have to inhale as much air as possible. Then you have to hold your breath. And in the second case, you will be breathing in and out normally. And then after exhalation, you will be holding your nose, and we will be taking the time. That too, I went with the second one, that is after exhalation. That is otherwise known as control post technique. So this is a procedure that I used in taking the total breath holding time of each teachers. So after that, I collected the data along with that, like age, height, and everything. So they will be breathing in and breathing out normally. Then afterwards, they will be holding their nose. Then the time will be taken until the next, until they breathe again. So that was the procedure used in control post technique. So the hypothesis used in this, there is no effect of physical activity on breath holding time, and there is an effect of physical activity on breath holding time. These are the two hypotheses. The first one is null hypothesis, and the second one is alternate hypothesis. So in order to prove the hypothesis or accept or reject the hypothesis, the statistical methods used are After descriptive analysis, that is like mean, SD, and standard error, t-test and ANOVA was used to test the hypothesis. So let's move on. First, let's discuss on descriptive analysis of the study. So here, when I checked the average age of active man, that was 33 years, and their breath holding time, or we can call it as BHD, was 43 seconds. And their maximum BHD was 60 seconds. But in the case of inactive man, their average age was 36 years and their BHD was 31 seconds. So if we compare both, you can see there is more than 10-second difference is there in this active, in between active man and inactive man. So let's move on to the woman. 1 second. Yeah. In the case of active woman, it was 34. The average age of active woman was 34 and their BHD was 35 seconds. And in the case of inactive woman, the average age was 31 and BHD was 27. So there is one interesting thing I found here, that is like in the age. Here you can see the inactive women are, their average age is lesser than the active woman, but still the active woman managed to get a higher BHD. So this is really an interesting thing, because from here I got to conclude like, okay, this BHD is not influenced with the age. So let's move on to the other slides. You will get to know more better. So this is one interesting thing I got to get from this data. So this is a chart showing this active people. In both the case, in active women and active men, their BHD, that is breath holding time, was more compared to the inactive people. So this is when I compared both, comparing both active women and men and inactive women and men. So the average BHD, here again you can see there was a difference of 10 seconds. So this is BHD across age groups. As I already told, like when I compare the age of active woman and inactive woman, there is no difference with the age. So here what you can say is the age group and the BHD. The BHD is eventually distributed in all ages. There is no like, so less age people will be having higher BHD, and or else we can say as if old age people, they will be having less BHD. There was no such thing. The BHD was equally distributed. So here you can see the chart from as you will be getting clear idea how eventually the BHD is distributed. So I also checked the BHD across BMI. So BMI like ideal weight, underweight, obese, and overweight. But here also we can see the BHD, that is the holding time, was eventually distributed. But we also need to take the percentage of population, and the participants who were in the study was between, the more percentage of people were in between from 18.5 to 29 BMI ranges. So still from here you can see that the BHD is not influenced with this BMI rates. So this is a chart. Okay, so now let's move on to the t-test and ANOVA. So here, in order to compare the means, I used t-test, and to my surprise, the significance level is like it was lesser, and in the in active men and inactive men, when I compare them, this was equal to 0.02, and in the case of active and inactive woman, it was lesser than 0.02. So as the null hypothesis, that is no effect, was rejected, and there is an effect of physical activity on breath holding time was accepted with 99.8% of confidence. So that is the result of student t-test. Okay.
Madam, sorry to interrupt you, but please note there is a time limit also.
Okay, sir. I'm about to finish. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So in the case of analysis of variance, still the same result was given. The significance was equal to 0.02 in the case of man, and it was below 0.02 in the case of active women and inactive women, between the groups and within the groups. So that and totally the conclusion was okay. Withholding time is influenced by physical activity. That was the conclusion that I got from the statistical significance result. So I recommend I recommend the study to all the schools, colleges, and those ones who are in quarantine or lockdown, or the IT professionals and other jobs. Physical activity is strongly recommended because that helps to make you feel more stronger and healthier. So these are my recommendations to this society. And this is not related to the study, but still I want to share the screen because this is a Russian scientist. In 1952, he has proposed this table. Like even you, the ones who are here, the participants can check their own withholding time and setting. The method that I have explained, you can try that on your own, and you can find the health status of yourself by just checking out this table that was proposed by Dr. Konstantin Butechu. Okay, so this is not related to the topic, but still I wanted to show because it's if we know our health status, we really find that like okay, I fall under this one, I fall under this, no symptoms, I have good health, like that we will be feeling. So that's and thank you everyone for listening to me, and thank you at Extremely Institution for giving me this opportunity to speak. And also I take this opportunity to thank my Dr. Joseph Sir, a retired associate professor of LNCP. He was the one who gave me all the guidance for this study. And thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now I call upon the next, that is Siju John Sir, PhD Research Scholar, Tamil Nadu, Physical Education and Sports University, Chennai. John Sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, sir, you can proceed further.
Okay. Respected chair and co-chair, all the dignitaries, those who are present here, very good afternoon to each and everyone. Can I share my screen?
Sir, yes, you can share your screen. John sir, please note there is a time limit of 10 minutes time period for the presentation. Please note this. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Myself, Siju, I'm doing my PhD under the guidance of Dr. George Abraham, Department of Physical Education, YMCA College Principal, and under the university, Tamil Nadu Physical Education University. And my topic is influence of circuit training on speed among high school basketball players. Introduction. Training is a process preparing an individual for any event or an activity or job. Usually in sports, we use the term sports training, which denote the sense of preparing a sports person for the highest level of performance. But nowadays, sports training is not just a term, but it is a very important subject that affects each and every individual who takes a physical activity or sports either for health and fitness or for competition at different levels. Hence, sports training is the physical, technical, intellectual, psychological, and moral preparation of an athlete or a player by means of physical exercises.
Hello, John sir, are you there? John sir? Mayura ma'am, I think John sir has some technical problem.
Yes, yes. There is
Yes,
a
he is back.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Am I
Yes,
audible?
sir. Yes, sir.
So there is a bit of internet issue over here. It's so raining over here. That's what.
No problem. Please continue.
The program may be performed with exercises, machines, handheld weights, elastic resistance, calisthenics, or any combination. The circuit training effectively reduces the time devoted to training while allowing the adequate training volume to be. Circuit is one of the completion of all prescribed exercises in the program. When one circuit is complete, one begins the first exercise again for the another circuit. Physical fitness nowadays considered as one of the most important health markers in childhood. Consequently, in the last decade, several countries have been promoting physical fitness improvement among young people in different ways. Speed is one of the most important components of physical fitness. Speed is defined as the ability to move the body in one direction as fast as possible. Speed is used in sports for such muscle reactions that are maximally quick alteration of contraction and relaxation of muscle. It is also the ability to execute motor actions under given conditions in minimum possible time. The purpose of this study was to investigate the speed of high school basketball players. 40 male basketball players from St. Francis Higher School, Mattam, and Bethany St. John's English Medium Higher Secondary School, Kunnakulam, Thrissur, Kerala, were selected as subjects, and the age of the subjects were between 14 and 17 years. The selected subjects randomly divided into two equal groups of 20 subjects each.
Hello, John sir. Again, your mic is muted.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And pre and post test random group design was used as experimental design. The data were collected from two groups at prior and immediately after the training program on selected dependent variable and by speed by using 50-meter run. And these are the circuit exercises: push-ups, box jumps, military press, alternate leg bounds, running and crawling, tuck jumps, plank push-ups, and burpees. Analysis of covariance was applied as static tool. In all cases, 0.05 level of confidence was fixed to test the level of significance, which was considered as inappropriate to the present study. This is the result which I attained, and this is the graphical representation. And the result of the study revealed that there was a significant difference in speed due to 8 weeks of circuit training from the results of the present study and literature. It is concluded that dependent variables such as speed was significantly improved due to the circuit training. And the result of the study revealed that the training group have significant improvement in speed among school-level basketball players after the circuit training protocol. It was also concluded that circuit training is one of the best training methods for improving the speed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, for the next session, for the next paper, I call upon Abhijit, sir, Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education and Sports, Pondicherry University.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
So you may proceed further.
Good afternoon, one and all. Hello.
Abhijit, sir, your video is off. Could you please on? Abhijit, sir, you can mute and from your side. Also, you can share your screen from your side.
Sir, an error.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your voice is clear now. Please go ahead. Please continue, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. So, now it visible, sir? Screen?
No, sir. Screen is not visible.
Something error, sir. Presenting.
So if there is error, you can continue in the next participant.
Okay.
So for the next paper presentation, I call upon Dr. Sangeeta Bihade, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Shri Shivaji College of Education, Amravati. Ma'am, you may start your session.
Sangeeta ma'am, are you there? Sangeeta ma'am, are you there? Sangeeta ma'am, if you are there, please unmute your mic. Mr. Abhijit, is it okay with you? Mr. Abhijit or Mr. Sangeeta Bihade madam? Sorry. Ms. Sangeeta Bihade madam? Mr. Abhijit?
Hello, sir. Abhijit here, sir. Something screen sharing is error, sir. I'm reading the topic and explain.
No problem. Jain Chatur sir, is it okay?
Okay.
Yes, no problem. He can read directly. No problem.
Okay, sir. Myself, Abhijit, Research Scholar, Department of Physical Education and Sports, Pondicherry University. On to my topic, analysis on mental skills among government and private school level volleyball players during COVID-19 pandemic. Introduction. Volleyball is a competitive sport in the world which requires high level of physical, physiological and psychological fitness. The present study is concerned with the importance of the psychological variables, that is mental skill. Currently, a virus called coronavirus has quickly spread in many countries around the world, causing an unexpected pandemic. Consequently, the quarantine and isolation period have been imposed on citizens. In India, lockdown started on 21st March 2020. On the sporting field, official competitions and training were postponed or suspended. Specifically, in volleyball, all players had to remain in their respective houses. The COVID-19 quarantines has had effect at different level, physical, physiological, and psychological, due to a change in athlete daily life and training habits. The importance of this research lies the need to know how the psychological state of a volleyball player involves over long period of detraining in order to apply adequate strategies to return to physical activity. Therefore, the objective of this study to analyze the impact of selected psychological factor mental skill among government and private school level volleyball players during the period. The lot of research already exists on impact on psychological variables among various sports and games. But in this COVID-19 pandemic situation, the impact of selected psychological variables, mental skills among school level volleyball players, only few studies were conducted. This research will clear in that a particular area. The materials and method. The subjects of the study were total 84, 42 government and 42 private school volleyball players. Level of volleyballers in Kerala state of age ranged from 12 to 17 years. To analysis and compare mental skills among government and private school level volleyball players during COVID-19 pandemic in Kerala. The t-test was applied at 0.05 level of significance. The administration of questionnaire. The mental skills questionnaire, the trait measure of mental skills was used the Bull's mental skills questionnaire. Sir, the result that the first table shows the significant difference between government and private school level volleyball players during COVID-19 pandemic in Kerala with regards to the level of mental skill. The 7 subdomains of mental skills: imaginary, mental preparation, self-confidence, anxiety, concentration, relaxation, and motivation. In the table is divided into 2 groups, government and private, to calculate mean, standard deviation, and t-value. The 6, the imaginary mental preparation, self-confidence, anxiety, concentration, motivations are significantly different than government and private school. The p-value is less than the t-value. The p-value is less than 0.05. Next, the figure not seen the screen. The discussion as the result of independent sample t-test, the level of mental skills was found that showed the difference in sub variables of level of mental skills: imaginary ability, mental preparation, self-confidence, anxiety and worry management, concentration ability, and motivation. The between government and private school level volleyball players. By measuring the t and p value of independent t statistics, therefore it was be found that there is a significant difference between government and private school level volleyball players. Regarding all sub variables of level of mental skills, and it was found that the difference in the sub variables of relaxation ability of level of mental skill has no significant difference between the 2 groups. Move on to conclusion. The result of the study are consistent with the previous research studies that have demonstrated that overall mental skill of government school level volleyball players are better than private school level volleyball players. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Okay. And thank you everyone for your beneficial presentation. It is very useful to all of us. Now, I hand over the session to the admin.
Yes, thank you, madam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jain Chatur sir also. Thank you, madam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for participation. This is from admin department. I would like to say that it was the last paper presentation for the today's date. So, sir, if with your permission, can you finish up this paper presentation session? Jain sir. Actually, sir, your voice is not clear. If yes, Could you please raise your hand?
No problem. You can conclude your session.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I'm very happy to say that the first day was a very energetic and very nice session, paper presentation today. There is some notes for the attendees. Already we have seen. There is some notes for attendees. Please note we have sent feedback link for today's session and Zoom link for tomorrow's session on respective mail IDs. Also, we have sent these two links on WhatsApp group also. Chatur sir, your mic is on.
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
Could you please conclude this paper session?
Yeah, okay. No problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, first of all, I will give the thanks to Shivaji Education Society and Principal of Physical Education College, Dr. Anjali, organized conference. He having a lot of experience organizing the national and international conference. I become a part of that international conference, which was organized, I think, 3 or 4 years before later. So here I will give the best wishes to further conference organized national and international level. Dr. Anjali is the very great personality. I think 1 or 2 hours he joined as being principal of Shivaji Education Society, continuously organize the various programs. So it means the physical education is going to top on the Shivaji Education Society, behind his leadership. So first of all, you are appointed as being a chairperson of these sessions. So later on these sessions, there are 7 or 8 papers are presented. The first paper was sports management, and very nicely present of sports management paper, and he is focused on the how the organizing the Olympic and Asian Games and how they can manage the all things, spectators, players, their arrangements, their sports events, and already in now Japan, the Rio Olympic is also be going on, and without the spectators, the Olympic is going on. And what are the effects? What are the economical and social effects on that Olympics? And this is a very nice research paper, and he is also focusing the very important topics, which has been 2 or 3 years we are continuously facing on these pandemic problems. So later on, this is a very nice paper. After that, 2 or 3 papers, those are presented on the yoga, particularly now the Narendra Modi in the presence of our Prime Minister. He is also the announcing the yoga day, and later on before this month, June, we also celebrate the International Yoga Day, and that is the prestigious for all physical education people. Those are participants in yoga and yoga activities. And nowadays in pandemic, so everyone should be as a regularly exercise. Yoga and yogic exercise is necessary. Also the sires are hearing, and when I was studying in Shivaji Education colleges, in that time sires is also given the knowledge about the yoga and yogic asanas. So it's more beneficial, and every people should know the benefits of yoga. Later on, some paper or basketball skills among the flexibility, agility, and the circuit training on basketball players. Some researcher also focus on the circuit training on speed of basketball players. So here is my suggestion that if we are continuous and focusing on the factor of speeds, so that the foot leg training more beneficial compared to circuit training. But if you are changing some circuit training points, that will be the also convenient for the increase the speed of basketball players. So that will be no problem. Very nicely they are presenting, and all or most of research paper, what is the new thing, and which is the identification of this conference. The most of paper is a research paper, and all over India, not only the India, outside of the India, some other countries, they are very nicely participates. They also presented their research paper. They are also giving the statistical analysis. So this is the good thing for our education, because now we are trying for the patents, now we are trying for the research publications, now we are trying for the publish the articles, and also the publish the books. Those are all, most of our lecturers, they are also written the books on physical education. That is the new era of the physical education. We are now crossing the 2021, and say it is need for the all physical education people. They are participating research area particularly, and also the publication area and patent area also, because the so many other factors, so many other field, those are closely and indirectly and directly related to the physical education and sports, like psychology, physiology, sports engineering, so many science, sports medicine, and some Abhinav Bindra is also the open the sports academy here in Hyderabad. National Institute of Nutrition also the become a sports scientific investigation and research on the sport nutrition, and later on the NIS Patiala is also the focus on the physiology and nutrition and some other allied science area. Where selected the new topics. I think one research candidate will also focus on the breath holding. It was a nice area and the new area, and very nicely he are presenting paper. So later on, all this second session after the lunch, the most of researcher are very nicely presenting paper, focus on the very new areas, and as per their experience, as per their knowledge, they are very nicely give the justification of their subjects. So later on, I will congratulate all these participants. Those are given the presentation in these sessions, and also the congregation organizer. They are become a very new area and very new challenges they are accept, because this is a pandemic year. Most of conferences they are conducting and nobody can participate at a huge level. But here the participation is also huge level, and such as sport minister, education minister, and our higher and technical education minister is also opening this session of this international conference. So I will congratulate all Shivaji physical education lecturers, their teams, and their leader also. And thank you, you are giving such an opportunity to me to express my views in front of you. And thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your supportive words. Thank you.
Yeah.
And hello. And the most important, sir, I just share my screen, and there's the program for tomorrow's session. The session will be start by 10:30 a.m. with speaker, Advocate Dr. Varsha Deshmukh. We are going to start this session tomorrow morning 10:30. So on my screen there is a schedule for tomorrow's session. Please note the timing 10:30 a.m. Already we have sent the link on respective mail IDs and the WhatsApp group. Also we have sent feedback link on the respective mail IDs and the group. So please submit your feedback link for today's. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all the attendees, all the guests, chairpersons, speakers, everyone. Thank you, my supportive colleagues, my staff. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a nice day. Thank you, sir. See you tomorrow morning.